What little things keep you happy? If I brought up something in a conversation about what I wanted to do and the next time we meet the other person asks how it went, it makes me feel good and I actually feel like I exist. When my friends text me first edit, we get it, none of you have friends. Yo, where am I if I don't text first? Nobody will text me or invite me for anything or remember I exist. Nobody besides family cares about me. Haha, nervous laughter homies. Unfortunately, I realized how much of an initiator I am in 90% of my friendships when I moved 3 states away. Moving was busy and stressful, etc., so I went about 2 months or so not really chatting with anyone regularly. 0 of my 4 or 5 closest friends texted or called. It was extremely disheartening. I still love them all, but it's exhausting sometimes. Also, shout out to my mom for never forgetting about me. This was literally the reason for my last 2 breakdowns. One happened recently. Was walking back from work, Friday night, empty thoughts, seeing people coming and going, then it suddenly hits me, holy shit, I really don't have anyone. Who out there is yearning to see me again? No one. Then I cried a bunch in the middle of the street. Okay, 10 seconds later I recomposed myself and thought I was being a dramatic bitch, but damn, it's still the truth, you know. I mean, there's people I hang out with from time to time, but we're only reunited by occasion. The long silences and the constant declining show me that I'm just a tiny comma in these people's lives. I envy the people who have a group of friends where they actually care and always see each other. Also, duck me, I should probably just seek CBT to keep these thoughts away and not dump my emotional instability on Reddit. Damn, dude, I'm so sorry. That sounds rough. I definitely have experienced similar moments as well. Being the giver-initiator maintainer of almost all your relationships is so ducking hard. I try to make myself feel better by telling myself that 80 to 90% of people are fucking flaky, busy, distracted, or all of above, and that people like us are minority and so hard to find. I don't know if it's healthy, but vastly lowering my expectations of people, in conjunction with meditating and learning how to enjoy being alone, has helped marginally. I hope too, that you can find solace and also a fellow reciprocating friend. Okay, so at my school's lunches you're allowed to do whatever you want as long as no one gets hurt, there's no drugs and you don't get out of your seat, so my friends and I play Uno every day. Now this has resulted in a few things. A, there's a group of 6 kids who are just randomly fantastic at Uno from playing every day for 3 years. B, people know us as the Uno table, and if someone has no one to sit with they play Uno with us. It makes me happy when a new kid comes and sits with us cause we know we may have made a friend. None of us knew each other before this Uno thing. And we may have just made this kid's day by giving them a place to sit when they're trying to navigate a new school. Also, the school resource officer plays with us once a month and always manages to win. Edits, thanks for the gold, it's much appreciated. And wow, on my first ever comment to answer some questions, we play crazy Uno with stacking and swap hands, cards and alliances, so it's truly a game of skill at this point, just like poker. Also, I'm a girl in Florida in the Orlando area. Thank you for not forming an unapproachable lunch table clique. You all are the real HS heroes. It's not the 90s OOS anymore. The coolest kids are the warmest, welcoming, smart ones. Times have changed for the better. Thanks, Duck Herthroat. Room job, Steve. I gave out heartfelt messages left and right for years and nobody made a sub named after me. Frown. The fact that my cat sleeps at the foot of the bed on my side whenever I'm in bed. She's not very outwardly affectionate, so it's sweet that she tries to be close to me when she thinks I don't notice. My cat growing up did this. My feet still get cold without him. Miss you, buddy. My cats tried to sleep right next to me. They learned that was a bad idea. I rolled over in my sleep, and right onto them. I woke up to screaming and confusion. After that, they slept right above my head, or right below my feet. Showers. I love showers. I once went on a mission trip to Jamaica and the place I stayed it was considered fairly nice, and they even had issues with water supply. I would be shampooing my hair and suddenly the water would just shut off. Access to warm running water is a luxury. I am always in disbelief that I get to come home to a warm shower every night. For those of us who can, don't let that little gift go unnoticed. It's truly a privilege. I lost hot water for 7 weeks in winter and I was basically a rabid animal. Now I realize how much I appreciate a warm hot shower to start my day properly. I don't drink coffee, but it sounds like when people try to function without that crutch in the morning. I'm not a coffee addict, I just like the taste, but yeah, it's exactly the same feeling holding a hot mug of coffee on a chilly, cloudy morning when you're tired. It's just the feeling of warm comfort, I think. Exactly. I have always moderated my coffee intake to about 3 or so days per week, but sometimes stress gets me to drink a lot more and then I have to go cold turkey for a week or so. This last time I found it hard to give up, and so finally tried decaf. I've always had this aversion to it, like it's not really coffee, and I'll be damned if it's not more about the warm cup and comforting taste than it is the caffeine. When someone tells me that a certain thing reminded them of me or they thought of me after looking at something. This, so much. I'd love to feel this. You know what hurt me the most after my ex and I broke up? I liked him as a person, not just a boyfriend. Maybe once a month I think about him like this, but he blocked me and doesn't care anymore. He might still care. I find I have to cold turkey completely sever all ties after a breakup for about 6 months before I'm able to be just friends. Otherwise I don't get over the relationship properly, especially if they broke up with me. I still don't want them to contact me, but it's not because I don't care about them, it's because I don't want to care about them. When someone says I smell good. I sweat a lot and constantly fear that I smell bad, even if I haven't done anything to make me sweat, so the random compliments I get on my cologne or deodorant or whatever make me feel better. I tell myself I don't smell bad, I know that I don't, but it's that constant, nagging but what if? That always gets to me. I have been wearing Armani cologne since middle school because the girl I was obsessed with said I smelled nice. I went through the same for a year back in high school. I was using a friend's cologne because I was afraid that my mom could smell weed, but then I went to class and my crush told me that she just wanted to hug me because I smelled so good. Bought that shit the day after and used it for a year until I couldn't stand it anymore. I think you might have missed a chance there. Oh, she hugged me. I used to blush really easily back then, so yeah. And she noticed, which made it even worse. Nothing happened afterwards though. We had very different groups of friends, so we were rarely together. I never knew how to start a conversation with her either. We had nothing in common. Getting a blanket and watching an episode of my favorite show while drinking some tea. It's also the routine and anticipation throughout the day. Just knowing that, whatever BS happens throughout this day, in 12 hours I'll be home chilling without having to worry about a thing. Without having to worry about a thing, how can one learn such a power? I feel like I'm always stressed about something coming up. There is a time to think, worry and do. And there is a time to not. Separate those times with some sort of self-serving ritual like blankets and tea, a book and your dog, or paint and a canvas, or video games and Doritos. Whatever your little hobby or comfort is, take that time to tell everything else to duck off. Generally this is a time where even if you found the perfect something to do, it would not be time to do it. So might as well self-care instead. Seeing people I care about smile, a good beer in a warm building when it's freezing outside. The uncontrollable urge to toss an arm around a fellow man after a few beers and just tell him he's a great guy who deserves the best. Hearing someone call me useful. Literally anytime someone smiles when they spot me anywhere, that shit keeps me going for weeks. Don't really hear this one that much these days, but absolutely just hearing that I'm cute or physically attractive would make me happy for like a month at a time, even if we weren't dating and nothing came of it. Your comment made me smile, so you're useful. Yours made me smile too, D. Squirrels, man. Whenever I'm having a rough time and I see those energetic little tree rats running around without a care in the world, I cheer up a bit. A genuine compliment as a guy, it is rare and can make my year, honestly, always a good memory. My 3 favorite compliments that I've gotten that I still think about all the time. A girl at work told me she really likes the way I hold my coffee cup. I order a lot of things from the library, and when the guy that works there found out who I was, he told me that I have the best taste in movies of anybody he's ever come across. I was at some tennis courts by myself and a guy walking past told me I had a nice swing. Those are some A-grade, high-quality compliments right there. How do you hold your coffee cup? Like this. So that's how you evoke a raised pinky with text. Till.